Right, tonight's fight number 1, blue corner, is going to be Jake Piper.
Yeah, so we're starting off tonight with the first of the catch wrestling, the bantamweight bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Piper!
Between Jake Piper and Caleb Blaisley. Jake's obviously the much younger at only 15 and Caleb's at 23.
For those who aren't quite sure about the rules of catch wrestling, in this case it's one 10-minute round, and basically it's to a fall. It's what they call it in catch wrestling, but basically it's a pin, basically both shoulders down on the ground for 3 seconds, or a submission. In this case, they can't get a pin from mount or from in guard, so they do need to move from those positions.
Let's make some noise for him, some encouragement.
And it will be exciting to see what both these lads come with their grappling ability.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, this is all the new part with the on the ground wrestling part. Obviously, my expertise is more the striking, which I love. But I'm always fascinated with the groundwork and really give it so much respect. Being in the MMA game, yeah, just with the talent these guys get.
And the red corner for fight number 1, Caleb Blaisley.
So Caleb Blaisley, he's actually fighting out of Beast Academy up here in Gladstone, so he's a local boy tonight, so we're expecting a lot of crowd support from him tonight.
Got a bit of a hometown following, as you can see, as the noise increases as he comes down towards the cage.
Interesting
nice little
walkout song.
Yeah. What is that? The duck song?
Baby Shark.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Doing a nice little lap of the cage.
Lap of the cage before they go.
Both of these boys have coaches that have extensive knowledge in grappling. Chris Spence is a 10th planet, and Jason Hode actually has his background in a bit more catch wrestling. So it should be interesting to see how both styles clash when these boys get started.
Alright, and just as we're about to get underway with the first fight, I'm Frank Sutton, I'm joined with Anton Safir and Richard Fogarty. We'll be commentating for you tonight.
This fight is brought to you by ASN Gladstone. It is a catch wrestling bout in our bantamweight division. This is a 10-minute submission-only match. The referee tonight, Dean Rutland. Fighting out of Beast Martial Arts in Gladstone, Caleb Blaisley. And the blue corner tonight, fighting out of Ronin Academy in Townsville, Jake Piper.
Work straight away, please. That's it. Wait for your underhook. Work. Snap. Work his head. Watch for the snap. Snap. Control that arm. Good. Look for an underhook. That's it. Pressure. Head pressure. Head pressure. Lift.
A little bit of a cage grab
He's
there.
sprawled out on him, switching to his back. He's got the hand out. Still got that high crotch single. Gets the nice takedown. Straight in the half guard. Can't get the guillotine from that position due to his hip height. What he wants to do is either flatten those hips out or start to get his knees in and change position.
Let go of the neck here.
What we're looking for is Caleb to get the underhook on the right side so he can sneak out the back.
Shoulder pressure on him facing the other way.
And they have regarded. But as we know from submission wrestling, they can't pin even though his shoulders are down on the mat. You cannot get a pin from guard. So he's going to have to look to pass.
We're going to pass. We need some posture here.
Caleb is keeping him tight, controlling his head,
Pressure.
breaking that
Now we
posture.
get some posture. Hands off the mat, please. Yes. Hands off the mat.
I think I was on the ground and I'll be puffing real bad.
It is quite fatiguing. He's going for a can opener here.
Yeah.
What he's going to use that is to try and get him to open his legs. Yep, to look for that pass. All right, it's a bit more of a neck crank.
Yeah.
You can't do that in a normal jiu-jitsu competition. Neck cranks are out of the correct rule set. I would like to see Caleb putting a bit more pressure, opening up his guard, maybe starting to look for some attacks off the back rather than just controlling and holding him to him.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of movement from this bloke.
No, Caleb's doing a very good job of holding him in his guard. Jake's trying to go for a pressure pass, but he's not low enough on underneath his butt to create enough pressure to generate these knees to open. And so both of them are quite happy just to sit in this position at the moment.
When they get in this position here, and the ref sort of sees nothing happening, do they stand them up or they just allow them to keep going till?
In an MMA
Another
fight, this probably would be stood up.
Yeah.
Not a lot of action happening, but in a jiu-jitsu or a submission wrestling competition, then not so
That's the
much.
whole-
This is
yeah.
the whole
Whole
game.
point of the game.
He might be looking to try and go for an Ezekiel choke off his back, but just like to see a little bit more action, maybe attacking a little bit more subs from his back.
Caleb doing a good job of making sure his shoulders off the mat there at least.
Yeah. But again, in this position, he can have his back on the ground. He can't be pinned, so
Yeah.
it's not really matter. He's trying to generate some force off his head. Or he's got the underhook. Maybe we could see him swivel out his hips, create some angle, allow him to do some work. Wouldn't mind seeing him go for that leg. Create a deep half guard or create a position change.
Talking to each other here.
Obviously, the boys are in good spirits, having fun.
I suppose that's the good part about this part of the game, where these boys don't have to be sort of ground and pounded. They're not thinking about that at all. They're just all technique and being precise at what they do. Which that's the part I really admire when you get these guys that are training groundwork.
Yeah. Small improvements.
Yeah.
As you can see, he's creeping his legs
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
trying to get a little bit more height. Might set him up for a nice arm bar. But Jake's doing a good job of pushing those legs a bit lower. Maybe going for a bit of mission control.
Yeah. So once it gets to the 10-minute mark, and then the judges score on this,
Yep.
obviously who's been the aggressor and
More active.
more active.
I suppose I'd just like to see. I'd like to see a little bit more off Jake. He's just controlling the position.
He's not doing much with it.
He's not attacking.
Yeah.
He's not looking to pass.
So we're now 5 minutes into this round.
Again,
Jake's controlled most of it, but as you say, he hasn't done too much with it.
exactly. At least Caleb's looking to attack from it. He's trying to get his hips out.
Bicep control, yes. Go again, dig for it.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, don't be afraid to give them some encouragement. Catch wrestling is the equivalent of human
Maybe like to
chess.
see him switch his hips out towards us and maybe start to attack that shoulder. Maybe go for a bit of a shoulder lock or a cut and umbar. He's gone for the guillotine. His hips are high, which will give him a little bit of a reprieve off his neck, but he does need to start attacking the hands around his neck, as you can see, which allows him to end up exactly where they started. He's laced his leg behind, he's laced his arm, behind his back, which allows him to hopefully control that. What I'd like to see is him digging his elbow in, starting to pass that guard, so he can see maybe go to that side control or half guard.
Now that he's up against the cage, do you see this a bit more of an advantage for Jake being on top, or hopefully try and get Caleb to maybe get out of there?
I wouldn't mind seeing Caleb maybe using the cage to wall walk, stand back up, maybe change it. But he can also use the cage to start to attack.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. He's finally stood back up.
Oh.
All right, he's looking for a triangle from the bottom, which is not too bad. Jake's on top. He's trapped the arm and the head at the same time, but I think that's a... no, he's just got his back off the ground. But he's attacking. He's looking... And I think he's, not quite sure, but I think his back's pinned. They're in north-south. Caleb's using the wall to try and hopefully wall walk himself around into a better position. Jake's really enjoying that body lock. He's got nice side control, but Caleb's doing a good job keeping that shoulder off the ground.
Yeah. Because this is one of the positions he can be pinned in.
This is a position that he can be pinned in. He just needs to get that back flat on the ground for 3 seconds. He's trying to do a good job turning into him. And he did a good job of re-guarding. He's opened his guards, but... he's going for the leg.
Oh, there we go.
He's attacking the ankle. He's attacking. He can't do any rotational, but he is attacking. And it looks like it's pretty tight. He is working pretty hard.
Looks like he's lost it.
And he's out. And he's going straight to his back. He's just locked up the body from underneath again. Oh, that was very close.
That's where it's exciting. Like, even from a non-ground working person, just to see that, just a matter of inches it takes. You make one mistake, then you're in a lock or you're in a choke, and anything can happen within. That's what makes it exciting, I suppose.
Yeah, when they're both active, it's very exciting.
Yeah. Because half the time when you see that happening, sometimes or probably most times, someone falls into something which makes a mistake, which then obviously costs them the match. But
so we've just got over 30 seconds left here in this first match of the night, and it looks like Jake's been on top the whole time, but as you say, Anton, he hasn't done too much with it. He's tried a couple of submissions, but it's mainly been Caleb looking for position more than Jake.
But I think, again, attacking the guillotine. Oh, he's switched to his back. He's got the body triangle. He's looking for a rear naked.
Can he get it?
Can he use it in the next 10 seconds? And the time.
Well, that is the end to the first match of Fight Night Gladstone for XFC.
Well done, boys. Open the show with a bit of excitement.
Good way to start it.
That was exciting.
And the winner is Jake Piper. Can we get a representative from ASN Gladstone to the ring, please? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, correction there. That fight was a draw, as it is submission only. My bad. The last thing I fought was a paper bag, so what do I know?